If you have a hot water tank in your house, there's probably one of these in it, which is an immersion heater. You can't see most of it because it's inside the tank. The immersion heaters tend to not get used very much because it's seen as a very expensive way to generate hot water. So if you're using a gas boiler, an oil boiler, heat pump, something like that, normally the immersion heater is only there as a backup, which you'd use if your boiler's broken, you can still get some hot water on. So quite a useful thing for that. With solar, this backup thing that's often very unloved in your cupboard under the stairs can actually be quite a useful way to increase the benefits of having solar power on your house. And to do that, we use a thing called a hot water diverter. So this is one type. This is a My Energy Eddy, but there are other types available. Sometimes we fit the Solar Edge hot water diverter. This one goes quite well if you've also got a Zappy car charger and then the two of them work on the same app. What the hot water diverter does is it monitors how much excess power your solar's outputting. So if you've got 100 watts that's just going to the grid because the battery's full and we're not consuming it now, so it's being exported, this will turn on the immersion heater at exactly 100 watts and it'll track the exported energy and then put that energy straight into your hot water tank. And what that means is that through the summer, you can quite often achieve most, if not all, of your hot water coming from free electricity from the sun rather than burning gas or oil to produce it. So it's both a financial benefit and it can be quite a good environmental benefit also in terms of your carbon footprint. So they're a relatively cheap way to maximize the benefit of solar PV and something that we highly recommend. We tend to think if you have a heat pump for your central heating system, then there's a bit less value in a hot water diverter. And my advice for heat pump systems is generally to configure your heat pump to boost the hot water temperature at maybe 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because that's typically when the battery's full and there might be a bit of export happening. But with a heat pump system, you generally get back 2 to 3 kilowatt hours of hot water for every kilowatt hour of electricity that you put in. Whereas with one of these diverters, it's a 1-to-1 ratio. They're 100% or close to 100% efficient. So you put in 1 kilowatt hour of energy, you get 1 kilowatt hour of hot water. So it tends to be better to use the heat pump to do it because there's no environmental benefit of using a hot water diverter. So quite often for heat pump houses, we suggest to not do one of these and just leave it with the immersion heater as the backup.